Hi, my name is Fazlur Rahman and we are going to discuss how can we set up the Google conversion tags of the Google Ads in the server container of the Google Tag Manager, and how can we send the conversion of the Google Ads through the server without using the browser. So basically we are in the server container, so we have to check two things. First, that our custom domain is set up and our client is created, because you have to click that client, because client is must necessary, because it is receive the request from the browser container. So you can see that our client is already present, because when you create the server container, this automatically created. So now we have to check that our custom domain is set up not. So you have to click on the admin and go to the container setting. So you will see that our custom domain is already set up, because we are using the step server. So you can see that in the step we already set up our subdomain, our custom domain. So now we are in the server container. So now we are going to browser container to create tags what conversion we want to send, because it would first capture by the browser container from the website, then it would send to the server container. So from the server container we would create a Google Ads tag. So basically this is our browser container. Now you can see there is a no uh, so you can see there is a no tags already present, but this is my website. So basically I want to send this button click conversion to the Google Ads through the server. So for this I have to create a tag, make a tag in the browser. So first, but we have to make a GA4 tags, because we see that you can see that in the browser container, when you can see that our client is the GA4. Okay, you have to understand that it means that which the things which are coming from the browser container in the server container, so these are receiving by the GA4 client. So therefore in the browser container I have to create a GA4 tags which send the request to the directly to this client, and this client will process and send to the other tag which we create in the server container. I think you would understand the concept. So basically now in the browser container we have to create two tags. First is general tags of the Google, and the other tag would be specific tags for this event. So first we have to click on the new. So click on the tag configuration, and you will see that so this is the Google Analytics you have to select, and you have to select the two options, Google tags and Google Analytics event. So first of all we have to create a Google tags. So this required the measurement ID. So how can we collect the measurement ID from the GA4? So for this you have to go your GA4 account. So it is the home interface. So then you have to click on the admin. So after clicking the admin, so after clicking that, you will see there is a data stream. You have to click on the data stream, and then you will see that your website URL is present, and you have to click, and you will see that your measurement ID. Basically this ID, the requirement we have to copy, and you have to go and paste this measurement ID here, and you do not do anything. You have to just name this. We say that GA4. So GA4 basically GA4 Google tag. So you have to save it. So now our Google tag is created. So basically this tag would control that the request, where the request we have to send from the browser, the request where to send from to the GA4. Now it is ready to send the request to the GA4, but I want but we need that this tag would send to the request to the server container. So for this you have to add custom domain to in this tag. So for this you have to go your tag and go click on the edit, and click on the configuration setting and click on the add parameter. So you have to require the custom domain. So what was our custom domain? So we have to click, and this is our custom domain. You have to copy this domain and so we have to come on, you have to click on the add parameter, and you have to paste your, and so you have to write that server uh, container and URL. You have to check that you should not use the hyphen, you have to use this under, and this would be the server container URL. So put the URL, so and save it. So we just put the custom domain. So now we are going to create a tag. For example, this is my website, I want to track this button. So for this you have to come on the trigger. So you have to click on the trigger, and you have to click on the new, click on the trigger configuration. You will see this all element, because I want to condition would be that if someone click on this button, so this text, especially this text, so our tag would be fired. So for this we have to copy this text and use this in the variable. So you have to click all element, because we are using some specific condition. for you have to choose this and choose the which variable you have to choose. You have to choose click text, because I want to put the trigger that if someone click on this text, then the this text this trigger would work. You can see that I just paste this text. So if someone click on this text, our trigger will listen this text. So now we have to name this trigger. So button click trigger. So this is our button click trigger. You have to save it. So now we are going to make a tag. So our tag would be GF4, because we want to send this information to the GF4. For this you have to come in the tag configuration, you have to click there, and this is the Google Analytics. So you have to choose the Google event, because button click, it is the event. So we have to send it. The question is that why are we are choosing this GA4, but we are making the tag for the conversion tag for the Google Earth, because in the browser you have to send this information, you have to send this information to the server. So because we know that the client is GA4, because so therefore the information would pass from browser to server through the GA4. So therefore we are choosing this tag in the browser container. So this requires the measurement ID. So you have to go and then you have to copy and provide the measurement ID here and give the name tag button click my event name. So this is very important, you have to use this in the server container. So name this tag button click tag. So this is my name. So yeah, now we have to add a trigger. So our trigger would be button click trigger, we just already created, and now you have to save it. Okay, so now our work on the browser container has been completed. Now we are going in our server container. So you can see our client is already present, because it is ready to receive the request from the browser. Now we have to create a trigger. So trigger mean which, for example, if this event in the browser container, this event this event if go to the server container, so how the server container, so GA4 client will process it, and then the trigger would listen this event, this specific event. So for this we have to create a trigger in the server container. So we are in the server container, you have to select on the trigger and click on the new and click on the trigger configuration. So you have to select the custom, and now you have to choose the variable event name. So what event name would become from the would be come from the browser container. This is the button click, so it must be same. You have to copy it and paste this event name here and save this and name this trigger button click trigger. Okay, so you have to save it. Now we are going to make our tag in the Google Ads. So in the server container, you have to select on the tag, and now you have to click on the new, click on the tag configuration. There is a Google Ad option, so you have to click that. There is a four option. You have to understand what each option have purpose. So conversion link is the main important tag which are present in this series. So basically conversion link, what to do, this save and preserve the GLC code in the URL. For example, if someone come on your website and click on someone come on your website through the Google Ads, so in the URL there will be GLC present. So this conversion link would preserve this code and show that this is coming from the this is coming from the Google Ads, and this would send the link, send the information, send the signal to the Google Ads that this man is come from the Google Ads. So for the preservation of the GLC in the URL, this code is very necessary. You have to create it first, then trigger all the pages and name this. So what we have named, so you can name this Google Ads, Google Ads linker. Okay, so you have to save it, and now we are going to create our important tag. You have to click on the tag configuration. This is the Google Ads. Now you have this is the Google Ads user provided data. For example, if you are receiving the data from the browser with the email, phone number, or other data you want to receive and send the Google Ad, then you have to use this signal, this tag. So in the transformation, so this you can filter this, but you can use this tag if you have extra information. But in this our case, we do not have any extra information, therefore we would use this main tag. This Google Ads remarketing tag, you can use it when you are targeting the audience which are already present, which are already come on your website, but they did not purchase, they did not do any event, but they come on your website with your Google Ads. So then you can retarget this audience. But we have, this is our main tag, so we have to click on it, and this will show you, and they require the conversion ID and the conversion label. So where we collect these conversion ID and conversion label, so for this you have to go to Google Ads. So we are in the Google Ads. You can see there is a multiple option, campaign, goal, tools. So you have to go to the tools, sorry, goals. So basically goals is it to receive the conversions which are happening on website, on the Google Ads, where we, so these goals or these conversion are used to optimization for the campaign. So we are in the Google Ads, so you have to click on the new conversion actions. So let me open this, and you can see that there's a multiple there is the options conversion on the website. Yes, our conversions are happening on the website, so we can choose this option. And conversion on an app, though conversion does not happening on the app. So this option, when you choose, when your phone number already present on the ad, so the phone call directly coming from your ads, then you can choose this option. Offline conversion would include the your conversion from the CRM, GHL, or the HubSpot, and you are link your Google Ad with these CRM, then you have to choose these option. But in our case, we are going to choose with this option, save and continue. So you will find that so what type of, what category is your event. It is just button click, but in your case it would be the purchase, it would be the sign up, subscribe, submit form. Form is very necessary, so you can use it in the so there is a multiple option. So some of these categories are the primary conversion, some of the secondary conversion. It is depend completely on you. But the purchase, subscribe, and the lead form submit or the call, these are mainly used as a primary. But the button click, just WhatsApp click, or the contact, sometimes these are used as a secondary conversion. So primary conversion you can use to enhance your campaign. The secondary you can use it just to support the campaign. So in this case, I just use the contact. Basically, button click is the contact. There are two options: manually with the code, automatically without the code. Manually, because we are using the Google Tag Manager, we need the label ID. So therefore, we would go with the manually with the code, but you can use it automatically with. In this case, you just provide the website URL, but this would be the browser because we are applying a server, therefore we are use this option and done it. Now you will see that this is the added setting. So you click there and you can rename your conversion. For example, this is the contact. I can change the name like button click. So my category would be contact, but in this category I can create a multiple conversion and change the name button click. Okay, so this is I can choose this as a secondary conversion because button click as a secondary conversion I would not use to optimize the campaign. So let me, because this is our Google tag, and it is the difference when some user come on your website through the Google ads, and if the one user click multiple time and you want to count every click from this user, then you can use it every. So if you want to, if he click multiple time, these multiple clicks you want to select as a one click, then you can choose it one. So this done. Okay, now you have to save and continue. So our work is near to finish. So let me, sure, you can see that there are three options. Set of Google tag, it will automatically set the Google tag, but we are not going with this. So we are going with this option, use the Google tag manager. So this is our conversion label which was required in the server container. So you have to go to there, and this is your conversion label. You have to paste this, and they are asking for the conversion ID. So conversion ID, you can see this is our conversion ID. So you can copy it and paste this conversion ID. So conversion label, value, and the currency code. So you can use in these case when your conversion would be purchased or related to something which are adding the value. Then you can put the price and conversion price and put the currency, what currency are using. But in our case it's just button click, it is not something like a purchase, so we are ignoring this option and we are going with the trigger. So our trigger will already created button click, and you have to name your tag. So my tag name is button click. Okay, so Google ads. Okay, I will say that it is the Google ads. Okay, so I have to save it. Now we're going to preview it. So in the browser container you have to click on the preview, and in the server container you have to click on the preview. So you can see it is our server container, and this time it is not receiving any. So you can see this not receiving any request. So now our website has been opened. You can see that our Google hashtag and button tag is not fired. So let me, so you can see that Google, in the server container Google Ads linker, it also fired because it trigger all the pages. As the page open, as I open the page, this trigger would fire. You can see page view is receiving the request, and so in the browser preview you can see Google Ads tag is also fired because we set the trigger on the page view. Now I am going to click on the button. So this is my button. So you will see that in the browser container our tag is fired. Now we are going to check in the server container. So you can see in the server container, in the server preview, it is also fired. So our tag is fired. But in the conversion, you can see it is not receive any conversion, because it would not receive the conversion because it received the conversion when someone come from the Google Ads on our website. Then if he click on the web, if he then he clicks this button, then the conversion will be then conversion will be counted. If I've just come on our my website with just direct putting the link and come from the Facebook ad or other ads, then it would be no. If I just click on the button, then it would not count at a conversion. The conversion would be counted only if I just come from the Google Ads and then I click the button. So you can see our tag is fired, and no, this is from me. Thank you so much.